U.S. is tracking a high-altitude balloon flying over the western part of the country. And it comes just more than a year after the U.S. military shot down that Chinese balloon.
Prep now is the mindset with this type of news. Got the Philippines arming up for D-Day with China now. Balloon season again, military tracking another balloon, and it's flying over the U.S. You guys know about the uptick with the cyber attacks. Well, they're projected to get worse. And if you put in for a prescription refill, you probably found that it's not going to get refilled. And there's something NATO just did that might have big R country pointing in our direction. Let's get you guys caught up on some of this world news conflict that you guys need to know. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. All right, from Asian Times, we've got the reports of Philippines arming up for D-Day with China. What happened now? Manila cranks up military spending as China fires warning against giving U.S. access to Philippine base near Taiwan's southern border shores. In this image right here, the Philippines are cranking up the military modernization program to counterbalance perceived threats from China. Here in this photo right here, Philippines and the U.S. Marines during a surface-to-air missile simulation, part of an exercise to Kamandag joint exercise on October 10th. And the US isn't the only people that's doing military exercises with them. As they're expanding their sophisticated military exercises with partners, including the US, Japan, and Australia. And the US is dumping a lot of money into over there. A lot of money is going into this. We're talking $36 billion. And the United States isn't the only country that's throwing money into the Philippines. Check this out. Over 20 Indian defense companies visited the Philippines recently to explore expanded military cooperations. Also, the Philippines and Sweden are also exploring a major fighter jet deal, and Manila aims to modernize its relatively small aging fleet. France is offering multi-billion-dollar submarine deal to the Philippines. Other new partners such as South Korea and Spain are also offering modern weapon systems to Southeast Asia nation. With all of that attention, definitely something cooking up over there. Before I tell you why we should be concerned about Big R country, the Big Bear, apparently it's balloon season again. On this CBC News article, Department of Defense says high altitude balloon detected over Western US is a hobbyist balloon. Well, we've heard that line before, right?
The U.S. is tracking a high-altitude balloon flying over the western part of the country. And it comes just more than a year after the U.S. military shot down that Chinese balloon off the coast of South Carolina. We want to bring in our Pentagon correspondent, CBS's David Martin. And so, David, what are they doing about this balloon?
Well, NORAD set up aircraft to take a look at the balloon after it was first detected over Utah, and says it does not appear to present a threat to national security since it's...
Does this not sound exactly like we went through before?
Intelligence sensors. Who it belongs to and exactly what it's doing remain unclear. It cannot maneuver and is being blown by the wind from west to east at 43 to 45,000 feet, where the FAA says it does not pose a threat to commercial aviation. It's described as a small mylar balloon about 50 feet tall with a 2-foot square box hanging underneath.
Well, David, I do need to ask you, because there's such high interest in this because of that previous Chinese spy balloon. So how does this one compare?
Well, the Chinese spy balloon was traveling at 60,000 feet. It was 200 feet tall, and it was carrying a payload of intelligence sensors and solar panels the size of 2 freight cars. And of course, the U.S. military shot it down when it reached the Atlantic Ocean. This small balloon is traveling at about 60 miles an hour, and NORAD says it will continue to monitor it to make sure it does not present a hazard to aviation. Nora?
Got it. So much smaller, but they are on alert. David Martin, thank you so much.
Like, that sounds pretty definitive to me. Now, they say it's relatively small, but 50 feet carrying a box of who knows what. Shouldn't there be some reports of who this thing belongs to and what the heck it's doing? Rather, all over the news, unknown. We have no idea who owns this thing, what's going on. I'm sure we'll get fed some goofy story here soon because they're already telling us it's a hobbyist balloon when they don't know anything. So they're feeding us a line. So I'm expecting more of that. But something to keep your eyes on. Maybe it's a distraction. I don't know. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but FBI has been warning the whole nation about the influx and the steady increase of cyber attacks we should expect.
On our national and economic security, make it the defining threat of our generation. There has been far too little public focus on the fact that PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now. China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to American citizens and communities if and when China decides the time has come to strike. To quantify what we're up against, the PRC has a bigger hacking program than that of every major nation combined. In fact, if you took every single one of the FBI's cyber agents and intelligence analysts and focused them exclusively on the China threat, China's hackers would still outnumber FBI cyber personnel by at least 50 to 1. I do not want those watching today to think we can't protect ourselves. But I do want the American people to know that we cannot afford to sleep on this danger.
We already witnessed just the other day with all the cell phone outages, and maybe even worse than that, pharmacies nationwide face delays as healthcare tech companies report cyber attack. Now, this is definitely concerning when a lot of people are dependent, reliant on things that they need when it comes to that. Even myself got a reply from my doctor, says, "Hi Cohen, there has been a cyber attack on electronic prescriptions. So the whole system globally is an array. Hang tight." This is definitely concerning for a lot of people, and this is an ongoing issue. So I haven't mentioned it in a while. Now, you guys may have a Jace case. This is an emergency medical kit with prescriptions, but what you might not know is they also offer a 12-month supply on prescriptions that you already have. So when the cyber attacks hit, you still are good for up to 12 months with something that you're already taking. They also have the Jace case for the kids. It's the kids case. Like it says, you got a sick kid, pharmacy's closed, that kit right there has what you need for children and a guidebook. So if you're looking to prep some life-saving antibiotics or want up to a 12-month supply of prescriptions that you guys are reliant on, check that link below. And we've got other people writing in with the perspective of, is foreign aid just a code word for money laundering? You guys let me know down in the comments what you think's going on. With that, there's a lot of buzz right now. Did NATO just start WWWW3 with Russia? Or is it gonna be China? Or is it all just a big game? Thought that was pertinent awareness y'all should be aware of, whether you believe in it or not. Like I said, one thing's true. You can't get your prescriptions and you need them, not a good thing. And that's happening, even affecting me. So if you guys need prepping meds or security with 12-month supply, remember, you guys can hit that Jace case link down below. Also, let me know in the comments what else you guys are seeing out there. Thanks for the likes and shares, and as I know more, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. See you on the next one.